everyone. I'm here with Captain Helena Sheridan, commanding officer of the USNSL 7th Fleet flagship, USS Kitty Hawk. We're here to talk about an upcoming event involving SL's most active military groups. The event is called Fleet Week 2020. It will be held from May 4th through May 10th, and it is the brainchild of the 7th Fleet. Good afternoon, Captain. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Luke. I am doing well considering that we're all cooped up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
we
hope,
are.
yep, and I hope you're doing well as well.
Yeah, doing well. Just a little bit stir crazy, but trying to keep busy here. You know, Second Life actually helps a lot because I get on here and do things and occupies my mind, and I don't think about uh, how bad the world is right now. So it does help. So anyway, when I interviewed Admiral Hardcastle a few weeks ago, he told me that your CO, Admiral Pobieski, was the one who came up with the idea for the Second Life Fleet Week. Can you give us some background as to how and why you came up with this idea, and what is your vision for the event? What do you hope to accomplish?
I'm glad you asked. We were looking for a way to bring everything that the SL Navy groups are doing to a much wider audience, and one that perhaps is not already involved with military groups. This also creates an opportunity for the different groups. There are six of us to cooperatively plan and carry out a large, complicated project together. We had almost immediate buy-in from the other commands, and planning began back in February of this year. We want the event to showcase everything our Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard groups have to offer people, and to do it in a way that would be lots of fun for people, even if they have no SL military background. As you know, there's a huge pilot community here in SL, and we want this to be a chance for them to experience a little of what naval aviation is like. Of course, it's not limited to aviation. You have to get a good turnout through the week and to provide people with a memorable and fun experience. I think each group will be taking a somewhat different approach on their host day, so there really will be something different for everyone. And well, if it helps with recruiting, I don't think anyone will mind that at all.
I think you're right, and it's an awesome experience to go through some military training here on Second Life. I did that back early on when I first came into Second Life, and it is a rewarding experience, that's for sure. But thank you for your information there, Captain. And can you give us some history of the 7th Fleet and the roles that you've played?
Wow, that's going back a couple of years. Well, let's see. When I started with 7th Fleet almost from day one. Um, 7th Fleet opened up its doors around 2013. I came here 2014, and I started my naval career here with 7th Fleet as a seaman. And for those who don't know about military, their ranks and structures, that is the lowest person on the totem pole as far as enlisted go. So I started at the bottom. I learned as much as I could about the ship. I was able to join the pilot program that is taught here at 7th Fleet by our own Admiral Pobieski. She has an excellent flight program, and I became a pilot and worked my way up through the ranks, became the executive officer of this fine ship, and about almost 2 years ago, became the second captain of the USS Kitty Hawk. So, so that's my history here at 7th Fleet. Another part about 7th Fleet itself is we've been when we started back in 2013, we were a member of the Southeast Asia group, and that evolved to the point where we branched off, and with another group or two, we formed the Indochina Region Access group. And it's now a 6 SIM region we've recreated a historically recreation of the Vietnam conflict back around the era of 1967 through 1973, and from there, um, we have several groups. Seventh Fleet is the Navy component of this historical region, so it's a lot. There's a lot that's offered here.
Yes, it's awesome, and it is very realistic recreation of the Indochina in that time period. So uh, people need to come over here and check it out because it's beautifully done. And if you go down in the jungle, it is just a bit spooky down there. So you feel like eyes are watching you all the time somewhere. So you've had a love affair here in SL for years, and the object of your affection has been this ship right here, the USS Kitty Hawk, and now you're the commanding officer. That's just awesome. Can you tell us about your ship, Captain?
Well, this ship was the vision and eventually creation of Jay Yeager. He built the ship, and unfortunately, Jay is no longer with us. However, his wife, Gwendolyn Coots, was able to come back into SL and finish what he started. So this ship is now the finished product of that love affair that we have for the USS Kitty Hawk. Um, right, the structure, the way it is right now, is circa 1970. We have 5 decks on this ship. We have 3 bridges. Um, as a matter of fact, the radar apparatus that's above the island um, of the ship is a faithful reproduction of what was on the USS Kitty Hawk at that time. So we try to put as much detail as possible into this ship for the time period, and we just want to give people a chance to see what it must have been like to have been aboard the ship at this time.
The 7th Fleet's open day is the 7th of May on Fleet Week. And can you tell me what activities you have planned and who all is involved?
We have a long list of activities here at 7th Fleet for May 7th. The one of the primary activities we've got going is a carrier landing competition right here on the U.S. Kitty Hawk, and the scoring is going to be done by a custom Deckmaster landing system that is created specifically for carrier landings. So we welcome all those ace pilots to try and land on this deck correctly. Another thing that we've got going is, this is for the landlubbers, we've got the marksmanship competition going on that we'll be promoting. We also have a dogfighting competition that will be open to all. So last man standing will be the winner. And another demonstration is our search and rescue folks. They will be doing a demonstration mission. So we think that will be something worthwhile to look into.
Yeah,
And oh
great.
yeah, and a dance party. We're gonna have a dance party.
All
Can you
right.
believe that?
Yeah. So that's a lot of activities in one day. So you probably don't have a exact start and stop time yet or anything for that. At this
Actually,
time.
we do have an exact start time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to be at 8 a.m. on the
Okay.
7th.
All right. 8 a.m. Second Life time. So it's going to be a great time here and a lot of audience participation there. So if you want to come over and try your hand at these things, I know the carrier landing is tough. It's not as easy as it looks. That's for sure.
I like to tell people if you can nail the landing here on the Kitty Hawk, you can nail the landing at any airport in Second Life.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I want to thank you, Captain, for sharing all this information with me today, and I'm looking forward to Fleet Week as well as I know a lot of other people are. Also, I want to let everyone know that SL Aviation Network will be on hand to do live video streams of as many of the Fleet Week events as possible. If people can't make it to an event, they can watch it on demand on the SL Aviation Network YouTube channel at a later date. So, Captain, is there anything else you'd like to add before we close?
I would like to add one thing. I'd like to thank you, Luke, for coming out and helping support us on in this whole Fleet Week event that we're doing. It means a lot, and we hope that everyone will have fun doing this.
And that's the main thing, right? Fun. If we're not having fun, why do we come to Second Life, right? So that's great.
Exactly.
That's great. Well, thank you, and we look forward to seeing everyone at Fleet Week 2020, May 4th through May 10th. There are a number of information posters scattered around the grid, and you can also find event information on the SL Aviation Network website at slaviationnetwork.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all on Fleet Week 2020. Stay safe and healthy.